Hola from the West Side. It's me, DC the Purple Diva, and it is time for Not So Random Chat. So go grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever your libation is tonight, and let's start to talk about whatever we want to. I'll be right with you guys. Ooh, ooh, Hola from the West Side. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. I see my Mom Maria came on through at the beginning. Thank you for coming through. I know I come on late. I appreciate you just coming through and leaving me a hello, sis. And I see some of you have already been through. But if you're on the replay crew, and if you're here in the clouds, please smash that like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have the ability to share me out, please share me out. Because you know what? Sharing is caring. And it is free to share me out. Anyway, I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. I have had a great week. It's Friday. It's payday. I'm off on Monday from my corporate job. So I got a 3-day weekend coming. Hey, Misunderstood. And y'all, today was the first official Juneteenth recognition as a federal holiday in the United States, meaning that the United States has now nationally recognized the end of 400 plus years of slavery, of enslavement of African peoples to build this country up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And tomorrow, for those who do not know, is actually Juneteenth. And because it's on a weekend, y'all, there is going to be celebrations around the country. Because for Black or melanated people in this country who are descendants from the diaspora, this is our Independence Day. You see, this is the day when we were let out of slavery, because although Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, it took 30 months for it to reach the state of Texas, or maybe 30 months before Texas decided to tell the enslaved in that state that they were free. Nonetheless, we now have it as a National Day of Recognition. However, that's not enough. We still deserve and are owed reparations. You've given reparations to everybody else but us. Our ancestors did not ask to be enslaved. And for you melanated folks who cannot, who have not done your ancestry, your genealogy, or tried to do it, you better do it. Because I'm telling you that they are going to probably make us prove that. Because, you know, let's be clear. There are people in this country, true, from within the diaspora, but they are from the islands. They are from South America. Okay, you know, you have this Afro-Latino portion of the population that were not, you know, are not the descendants of the diaspora within this country. Just, you know, and I'm not talking about, you know, our Puerto Ricans, because our Puerto Rican brothers and sisters, that's part of America. So I say, if we are getting, you know, reparations for our Black Latino brothers and sisters, they need to be getting it too. Yeah, I know, but the thing, yeah, that's what I'm saying is that when they do this, it's not going to be I believe that they're going to make us prove that we are descendants of slaves. I believe we're going to have to prove it. I can prove it on my mama's side. Okay, I can prove it on my mama's side because my mother's mother, my grandmother, who I knew, who was here until almost this century, was born on the plantation that her parents had been enslaved on. Y'all don't hear me though. Because see, my grandmother was born in the early 1900s. And you know that a lot of the newly freed became sharecroppers, unfortunately. And my family is from Louisiana on my mama's side. Now, also on my mama's side, I have island roots because my mother's father's mother was from the islands. And she spoke French. She spoke French. But tomorrow is Juneteenth. Today, our nation officially recognized it. And I think that Mr. Biden did it on purpose, you know, right before the holiday, so that it could immediately go into effect. Because most of the time, like when they signed King Day in as a national holiday, they did it later in the year, so it didn't go in effect until the following year. But because 46 signed it into effect, you know, before the holiday, it went into immediate effect. However, the post office was not closed. But federal offices and federal buildings throughout the United States were closed. And I would assume that the federal buildings, like embassies or whatever around the world, U.S. embassies probably were closed as well, outside of the country, like they do for all other national holidays. So I know that a lot of us are excited about it, but just understand that this is not our reparations, and do not let them make us think that this is our reparations. You know, part of my family was part of the enslaved, part of my family was not. Part of my family, you know, my father's people on his father's side are from, you know, were enslaved in Cuba. You know, same thing on my mom's side. Her father's mom was from the islands. So my grandfather was not, quote unquote, a descendant, you know, of slaves via his mama. Now, his father was a whole nother situation, you know, because my mother's last name is Irish. Okay. And, the Irish didn't really own a lot of slaves in this country, but some of them did. Because I have cousins that were from the Oklahoma Territory. And people may not know, but they had slaves in the Oklahoma Territory. The Oklahoma Territory was a large territory. It didn't just cover Oklahoma, but, I have family from there. I have a part of my family that passed until they were white. So I have a bunch of cousins that are white. So I don't know what they're going to do, because that means they're going to have to call out, their black ancestry if they want to get the reparations. And y'all know, let's just be clear that when it comes to this reparations, it's not going to all be people that are, brown, black, that are melanated, because you have some people, who mixed into white, but on one side of their family, they do come from enslaved. They're going to be hollering for the money too. All of this, because we blended into this society, many of us through the slavery or through other means are mixed. It is what it is. But yeah, on my mom's side, my grandmother, my great grandmother rather, on my grandfather, she was from the French part of the Caribbean. And I think she was from Anguilla. Something began with an A. I know it's not Antigua. But yeah, she spoke French. But I don't believe that the island that she came from, I'm not sure if they're still under French rule. But yeah, she grew up, she went to finishing school, all that kind of stuff. And then she married my great grandfather, who was a minister. When she came to the United States. The only reason I know that is because out on Ancestry, thanks to my late cousin, we have that information from the census when my grandfather was a young boy with his parents. We had to do some corrections on that too, y'all, because they had my grandmama's name instead of her real name. They said she was French. They called her Frenchie, which was a nickname instead of her real name. Be careful, because I just cleaned it out and bleached it down. The microwave. Like about an hour ago. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I have ancestors from the islands. I have ancestors, somewhere in my family we have Jamaican, but the bulk, as far as I know, was somehow on plantations. So, we can only push our records back so far, but all we need to do is push our records back to the plantation. That's all you need to do. Somewhere in your ancestry, there needs to be somebody who was a slave. That's what they're going to do, y'all. Because as it is, they keep trying to give us other stuff like that's going to take the place of reparations. None of that's going to take the place of reparations. You've given reparations to the Japanese. You've given reparation to Native Americans. You've given reparations to multiple other groups that we don't even know about. So I'm just simply saying that our country needs to do that for us. Now, of course, we all know that this has been an uphill fight, and it's going to continue to be an uphill fight because we're the only ones who can fight this fight. No one else is going to fight this fight for us. It's not to anybody else's benefit. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, I think that at least recognizing, officially, at a national level, recognizing the slavery as a country is a good thing. However, we still have to deal with the fact that our history books don't tell the true story. You have to go outside of this country probably to get a real look at what slavery was here from outside historians' perspective. Because they've tried to bury everything and tried to keep it from looking as horrible and as inhumane as it truly was. They just have. But, that's one step at a time. We know we have states like the great state of Texas that would rather tone down the brutality. But here's the thing. Just like Germany has to accept, and not act like it didn't happen as far as what happened with the Holocaust, so does our country need to recognize what they did, including via the Middle Passage. Because, it's really funny that other countries that were involved in it have. Even England. Just crazy. You see what you're saying? I think Black people need to make their focus on the things that happened after the Civil War, which is why. Exactly. That is why, because, we just came up on 100 years. We just came up on 100 years. Sorry, y'all. Wait 1 second. Will that one do? Will that one do? Or do you want a different one? That's what I was trying to keep it from doing. He's in there breaking stuff up, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. I'll get one. That one. Okay. There you go, sweetie. Sorry, y'all. But let me see, what was I saying? You just came in. Oh, hey, Marilyn. How are you? Happy Friday. Just in here talking about, Juneteenth right now, and this being the first one where our country is recognizing it, and just, talking about the fact that that's not reparations, and we still need our reparations, because Black Wall Street did happen. Yes, they are talking about it finally, but Rosewood happened too. every time that we as a people have tried to, come up, when it's us as a group, we've been shot down. So now you have all of this individualism going on. And as far as it goes as being in the fight to get the reparations, that can't be an individual effort. It's got to be everybody on that, and not be, lulled into complacency because they decided to finally recognize Juneteenth at a national level. Why did it happen 2 presidents ago when we had a quote unquote Black president? Why didn't he do it? Let that marinate. Hey, Miss Mahogany. Well, it's already Juneteenth where you are, so happy Juneteenth, sis. I think there's going to be a lot of, really good celebrations tomorrow. I know, like, one of the places here locally, a restaurant that really sprung up during the pandemic, which is a Black-owned restaurant. The owners of that restaurant had a nightclub, prior to the pandemic. And of course they had to shut down. So then they decided during the pandemic to open up this restaurant. I mean, they literally opened it up like maybe a month or 2 in to the shutdown, and were solely on delivery service. And so tomorrow, in celebration of Juneteenth, because last year they gave away food on Juneteenth because of it being, what we were going through. Tomorrow, in honor of Juneteenth, they're going to be giving half off of their food. And this is like a barbecue restaurant. They have really good barbecue. They have really good pulled pork sandwiches. They have the best sweet potato pound cake. Make you want to slap your mama. So my sister and I are going to patronize them, in celebration of Juneteenth. That's the thing that I think a lot of people need to do for Juneteenth, is patronize Black-owned businesses. Celebrating this. Because this is truly, if you are the descendant of slaves, this truly is our Independence Day. Yeah, it's cool. We can celebrate July the 4th and everything, but that's the country's Independence Day. Juneteenth is our Independence Day from being enslaved people in this country. Let me see what you guys are saying. Exactly, that's what I was saying. So after the Civil War, during the Reconstruction period, which, let's be clear, there were a lot of people who did try to take advantage of that, but then Jim Crow laws came into effect, and they made it so that people who had been enslaved couldn't own property. You hear what I'm saying? They couldn't have businesses. They made it illegal. Then, you have these people in Oklahoma who tried to build up their own, community, Black Wall Street. And there they didn't change the laws. They just went in there and bombed and killed those people. You have Rosewood, Florida, which also was shortly after slavery ended, where they came in there and burned that town to the ground. So Those are very good reasons exactly why. Now, the state of California, for some reason, I don't know why, but they seem to be trying to give reparations to those who actually live in the state of California. I told you guys a few weeks ago about this beach in the city, I believe it's in the city of Manhattan Beach, that was originally owned by a Black family. And they got run out of town, and the city took eminent domain over their property, and they're now having to give that property back to this family. And the family is going to lease the property back to them. But what about the millions upon millions of dollars that the city of Manhattan Beach has gotten during this time? Are they going to give them money too? You know? So it's going to be interesting to see what's going on with this thing here in California, where Governor Newsom is trying to do that. My sister told me about this. I didn't even hear about it. Apparently, it's up on Facebook somewhere. So I'm going to have to do some research into that and just find out more about it. But apparently, in the state of California, they're trying to do some type of reparations for us who live in this state. You know, because California wasn't really a slave-being state, you know. But obviously, majority of the Black people that are in this state are descendants of slaves because they came from other states. You know, a lot of people migrated. Some former quote unquote slaves who migrated west were part of the people who started Los Angeles, who started the city of Pasadena. One of the oldest Black churches on the West Coast is in the city of Pasadena. So, you know, I think it's going to be a lot. I think it's going to be a lot of celebrations. I think this year is going to be different. First of all, because it's going to be this really, at least in my state, because I know that not every state is at the same stage, but at least here a lot more things are opened up and everything. So there's going to be a lot of, you know, celebrations and all of this stuff. And now Cal OSHA has made their determinations as to what's going to be, you know, the guidelines. You know, basically they're saying that people who are fully vaccinated don't have to wear masks. You know, but that means you're going to have to, you know, show that you're fully vaccinated, or they're going to, or I guess they're going to be on the honor system. But California is now about to get those digital vaccination cards for people who have gotten vaccinated with one of the three. Now y'all know all of these states are they know who has gotten the vaccine and who hasn't. Let's be clear about that. Because in California, it's, you know, coordinated through the state health department. But in every state, whoever got that, you know, I'm sure people had to, you know, give their information. So that's what they're doing now. They're going to have the digital, so that people don't have to show their cards. That's going to be interesting, but that's still, you know, might be a little invasive. Maybe people don't want to give that information. They don't want everyone to know the immunization status. And, you know, yeah, the digital ones will probably make it harder for there to be counterfeits and everything, but still, you know, kind of an invasion of people's health status. You know, but I guess what it is, you'll have to have a negative COVID test, or you have to be fully vaccinated. one or the other, which is, pretty much, right now, it's free to get the, get COVID test pretty much, unless you have to get the rapid test. But how much longer are they going to have it as a free to get tested for it? How much longer is it going to be before they start making people pay to get tested for COVID? Which, in other words, is going to be forcing people to just go ahead and get the vaccine, which is free. Just an observation from me in regards to that. Because I think the last statistics for this state, for California, is that California is maybe about 50%, somewhere in the 50% range, but I don't know many people who are going to want to show someone, even if they, have a digital, their vaccination status. That's kind of personal information. But I guess they're going to have to do something, or just continue to wear a mask. Then you don't have to say anything. But to get on planes, I know you're going to have to do one or the other. And let's keep in mind that they did give us some grace on that real ID, but everybody got to have that real ID by this October. That's all the grace they're getting. So if you don't have one, get it. Especially if you don't have a passport. And if you don't have a passport, now would be the time to start applying for one. If you have an expired passport, now will be the time to take care of getting it renewed. Even if you don't think you're going to travel out of the country, renew it. Put it out there so that you have it. And then you will be able to. That's what you guys are saying. That's what I'm talking about, Miss Mahogany. I just think it's an invasion, but it's like with everything opening up and everything, there are places that are trying to make people show that they've been fully vaccinated. I know that that multiple counties in California are trying to forbid people from being asked that, even though the state is going through the process of making digital cards that people can have in their phones. And speaking of digital, that now they're working on being able to have driver's licenses digital in your phone. Apparently Apple is working on that project. They're just trying to make it so that you don't carry anything. Because think about it, a lot of people have their credit cards in their phones, so they don't take their credit cards out. They just, use the Google Pay or the Apple Pay. It's crazy. We're going to a paperless society. We're coming out of the world plague, in my opinion. And it's still going to be a new world because, even though things, technically people can pretty much not wear their mask a lot of places, at least every place that I have been, including a clothing store, everybody got their mask on. Now, some of them, I've seen signs on the door that says if you are fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask. But how do they know if you're fully vaccinated? Because they can't ask. So it's really on the honor system. But then for all these sporting events and everything that they, are they going to make everybody that's vaccinated prove that they're vaccinated? Or are they just going to make everybody wear a mask? Because I think the Dodgers in Los Angeles this week, I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or Wednesday. They had their first game where they had a capacity, where they were supposed to be having a capacity crowd. And they're talking about the same thing, trying to figure that out for, the Clippers right now, because unlike the Lakers, the Clippers are still in the playoffs. Hey, DLD. So it's how are they going to do it for these sporting events? When you can't really make people show you their card, how are you going to distinguish who can wear, who has to wear a mask and who doesn't? Who should be social distances and who it doesn't matter for? I'm just saying. Early happy Father's Day to you, DLD. I know I'm talking about Juneteenth around here, but Sunday is Father's Day. For all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. I'm thankful that my dad is still here. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And he's still working, as we all know. But he's off this weekend. And before I go to bed tonight, I have to try to send him an edible arrangement to get there tomorrow morning, from one of his local places. So hopefully I can do that tonight, so that he'll get it tomorrow morning on the East Coast. But yeah, I'm so glad my dad is still here. I won't get to see him other than FaceTime, but I'm gonna get to see him this year, y'all, because I got enough vacation time. Now. Plus, I have this. I'm still waiting to find out how much of a raise I got. It's not, they haven't put it in the system, and now we're being told that it won't be in the system until July, even though it's, we're already being paid at this new rate. We won't know what the new rate is until we get our first check in July. And all I'm being told is that it's nice. Well, what is it? Is it hundreds or is it thousands? But anyway, I'm glad that we're getting closer and closer to the quote unquote new normal. It's going to be I think it's going to be a good Father's Day for all the fathers around the country, because many people will be able to go see their fathers, especially those who are older, now that a lot of these restrictions are gone. And I mean, even if, because even locally, some people have not seen their parents. I'll get to see my dad this year. I'm good. Even if I got to wear a mask the whole time I'm there, I'm going to see my dad. So far, that's the crazy thing with the airlines, you guys, is that some of them, they're all starting to have everybody sitting, next to each other with no empty seats and stuff. And some of them are, they're all requiring that you either have a negative COVID test or that you're fully vaccinated. So again, that means that you've got to produce proof, which I don't know. It's just, I just feel like it's an invasion. Especially because kids can't even, like, I guess, what is it, under the age of 12 or something? They can't even get it. They're still trying to develop it. And I'm not so sure that I would want younger kids to get this. I don't want kids to be dying either if they catch the virus, but at the same time, children's systems are more delicate when it comes to vaccines and vaccinations than adults are. It's just the truth. Because they literally are still developing. I mean, they haven't even gotten to puberty. And, I mean, we don't know if that stuff will have an effect on things like people's reproductive systems. We don't know this. I mean, I'm not trying to be scary, to people who are still in the childbearing years, but it's just something to think about. Just something to be thinking about. Your son's 13, and he's been fully vaccinated. Okay, so it's younger than that then. Okay, so it's younger. So maybe it's 12. So maybe it's under the age of 12, like 11 and under. Hey, Burns, sis, how is it being back to work in an office? I know you. I'm so happy for you. But I know you would have just been doing YouTube if that hadn't happened. But I'm liking seeing your videos coming up in the morning. It's it's so much that we have to think about as our country is opening back up. Like, even though the country is opening back up, there are some states that are recovering slower than other states because we didn't handle this situation on a national level from the beginning, in my opinion. Like in California, it's still like an 8% unemployment rate, even though 105,000 jobs were created last month. It's still not enough. And then you have the portion of the population who are making more money on unemployment than they would at a job because of that additional money that's coming to them until September. So you have the laziness of it all. Some people, they'd rather sit home on their behinds and collect a check. Right? Really? And I'm not talking about, you know, it's a certain generation. It's not it's the Zers. This ain't even the Xers. It's the Zers and millennials, you know, these millennials, you know. I mean, it's crazy. They making more money from unemployment because of the additional money. And I think like it's an additional $600. I guess that could be, that's a lot for, you know, for some people, you know, especially if they were working jobs that they weren't, you know, they were making less than $15 an hour or something. And they figure they can just sit home and catch a check. It's a couple grand a month, at least here in California. But that's still not enough for most people to pay rent. It's crazy. I know Canada's still on lockdown. That was one of the things that, we're talking that, it's like we're opening up, like California's opening up, but you've got other states that are like struggling. Then you have to the north, they're not open. They're in lockdown still. And then, as we're opening back up and allowing people to fly internationally, let's keep in mind that there are a multitude of other countries that have even lower vaccination rates than we do. I mean, let's consider all of the athletes that are going to Tokyo next month. Y'all know that Tokyo has like a 2% vaccination rate. 2% of the people in the city. I didn't stutter. 2%. The people in the city of Tokyo don't even want the Olympics, but they're coming anyway. Because the country of Japan needs that money. They've had a lot of things in recent years. So they are in desperate need of that money. But yeah, very low. So that's going to be interesting. And, we can't say all of the athletes are not going to get that vaccine. I can say that a lot of them may not, for the simple fact that they don't know how it's going to affect them, because a lot of people, have had, side effects right after. So, and I don't think that they're requiring them to be vaccinated in order to participate. I don't think other countries are, requiring their athletes. I think they just have to have a negative test. It's going to be very interesting. I watched some of the swim competition last night. And There's a few black female swimmers, I think, that were really in the hunt. One's name, I think her last name, I want to say her last name is Hines. But it's two of them that I saw swimming last night. I was watching the swim, and they were doing the not the breaststroke. Which one were they doing? I can't remember. It's the other one that you do when your arms are going over. You know, you just keep going. I can't remember what the swim the stroke is anymore. For I never was a competition swimmer. That's the thing. A lot of people can't take. That's what I'm saying. Some people can't take the shot because their immune systems won't allow them to take the shot. So you can't. Everyone is not going to take the shot. Oh my goodness! Thank you, Terry. Oh, and congratulations again, Terry. Congratulations again. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Let me get my singing bowl. Let me get my singing bowl. There you go. My singing bowl. Thank you so much. I like how you came in, sir. I like how you came in. It's so funny. I've been doing a lot of moving around the platform this week, just visiting different places and everything. And it's one channel that this sister needs to blow up. Okay. I know she's in the industry and she uses an avatar. We're not talking about the avatar that's involved in all the mess. We're talking about this is called My Live Tapes. I posted on my community tab today because I want to help her get her 1K. But she's in the industry, I think, and knows a lot about marketing, branding, all of this stuff. And she did a short live today. I think this is like maybe the first time she's done a live. But go check out her channel, you guys. You will not. She talks about everybody, and she's broken down some of the different YouTubers on here who have, had issues, or different celebrities. Like she did one on Azalea Banks. She did a breakdown on things that she could probably do. She did a breakdown on that YouTuber, Mary Jane Byram. And she's talked about, I think she even did one on Jackie Alina. So she's done a lot of talking in regards to branding and, just the kind of things that people can do. So I would just say go take a listen to her. She's really, really funny. Got a really, really bright personality. You will not be disappointed. Of course, she's a sister, and I love her avatar. Her new avatar has a natural. Her new avatar has a natural. Her last avatar had braids. She changes it. It's like one of those and her avatar is like a talking avatar. So it's not like, just having an avatar like my avatar there, of my face. She has a literally virtual avatar that talks. on her videos and in her chat. And if I could figure out how she does that, I would be doing that, because I've been trying to figure out how to make a virtual, avatar that can walk and talk and be in some of my videos to make it different. Let me see what you guys are saying. But I am working on some things while I'm waiting on my goddaughter to bring me some more music. Yes, I'm calling her out. I'm calling you out. Musical genius, I'm calling you out, girl. Because it's been weeks. You've been promising me this music since Mother's Day. It's almost Father's Day. But she's got like some poppin' music for me, but I don't have it yet. So in the interim, I have gone to the wonderful, sarcastically I say, YouTube audio library and downloaded a couple more, background music for ambiance on my videos until I get my poppin' music. And I'm also working on, coming up with some other music for my intro for here. And I am working on an outro. As soon as I figure out how I made the video so that I can upload it to my StreamYards, then I will do an updated one and I will do an outro for my live stream. I just haven't figured out how I did it, so I got to figure that out again. I'm learning to be a video producer, a video editor, the videographer. I'm learning how to do all of that stuff so that I can make my productions better. I like how people have like the scrolling, at the end of their videos as, giving the credits and stuff. Shouts out to content creator Deidre, one of my fellow mods over on Jovi Beauty. She has her own channel. I've shared her out, and it's Deidre Wells, and I'm not going to even say Deidre Wells H, because I can't say her other last name. But she is in the business, and her production of her videos is so poppin'. I am going to have her come over and talk about what she does. I believe she's in independent films and stuff. But I've already asked her. I really am about to reach out to her to have her to come on. So when I do that, I will definitely not do that as one of my late nights, even though she is also on the West Coast like myself. I think that I would do that probably during daytime, like on a Saturday, because I think that it deserves, a larger audience, and a lot of her audience is other places at this time of night, because where she resides is in the beef sector. And but she's not all just involved in beefs. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, good night. Yeah, we're almost done. What time is it? Let me see. We're almost at an hour. That's right. He sure did. Worms. That's why I told him congratulations. I only know a couple of people who are notary public, a couple of Black people that are notary publics in the state of California. And the ones that I know, one of them tried to talk me into doing it, but, I think I'll just deal with the real estate license, trying to get that one, and if I need a notary republic, I got a friend up north they can do that kind of stuff. I might have to get up to him to get it done, but yeah, that's very good. It is very good to have a notary republic. A notary public commission is very, very good to get that, especially if you have one like in a state like California. Man, residual income, because when people are notaries, it's like you can do that for your job, but if you have a notary, you can also do it, outside of that. So, and you can charge. And you can charge for it. All right, let me come on camera, you guys, because it is time to get out of here. Let me get the camera up. There we go. Okay. That might help if I. There we go. There we go. See? Got my glass of wine. And as you can see, I barely drank it because I've been so busy talking. I have, of course, drank some of my water. Now my water's down to almost nothing. This is the pH water. So, you guys, thank y'all for being here, and thank you again, Terry, for the super chat. Y'all see, I'm still rocking the single leaf twist, probably for another maybe 2 weeks. Maybe I'll change it for July. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I haven't done like the million box braids in my hair for a long time. I'm not about to do them again for a while because I know I've got movies coming up, and I need to, if I'm going to be, have my hair in braids, I need to have it in a braid style that is easy for me to take the braids out so that I can put a wig on for movies. I tried the wig a couple of, I've tried it a few times, just to wear it, just to get used to it and everything. And it's cool. And I'll probably wear one from time to time because it's purple, of course, like this. But for the most part, we're going to either have our hair rocking our braids or, I might actually let y'all see my kinky curly hair from time to time. But anyway, you guys, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I got to finish up 2 videos for you guys and get them out. So I will see you guys in real time again on Monday, unless I do a pop-up this weekend. Maybe I'll do some filming if I go to some of these Juneteenth activities tomorrow. We'll see. But in the meantime, in between time, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I'll see you guys again. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, even if you are, uncles that are stepping in as fathers. And also, happy Juneteenth. I'll see you guys. Peace.